Over the last few days, people have been sharing VO3 prompts that are absolutely insane for marketing. These videos only cost 20 cents to make, and they rival content that would cost hundreds of thousands of dollars in visual effects. Not only that, but the prompts are completely public and easy to use and modify. In this video, I'm going to show you how to take this exact template, interface with an LLM, and create a prompt for your personal brand. And the results are crazy. Check out this Chewy ad created by FOFR. And if you thought that was crazy, check this video out by Michael Luau. And then we also have this Corona ad by Rory Flynn. So I linked all 4 of the prompts on this document. It should be in the description below. It has every single prompt that was used, and you can copy these as a starting place for your new prompts. Now, all the sources are linked as well, so make sure to support them on X. Speaking of which, my X, x.com/mentor, make sure to give that a follow. I feature all the great prompts and ideas that I see, and a lot of the cutting edge AI stuff happens on X, so make sure that you're in the loop. Okay, if you're new to this channel or Google VO3, I'll explain how it works. You simply go to flow.google and then you sign in with your Google account, and you have to be subscribed to either the $20 plan or the plan that's over $100. Each one will give you corresponding credits per month for generations. You can also top up super easily. You have this text box right here that you put your prompt in. You have text to video, which we'll start with. You have frames to video, where you can give it a starting frame. And then you have the settings right here. So basically the 2 you want to use, one is Google Fast, VO3 Fast, which will cost you roughly 20 cents. And then you have VO3 Quality, which will cost you about $1. They're pretty similar. Quality gives generally a little bit better results, and it's a little bit better on the audio, but I recommend you start testing with the fast version until you get a good quality generation, and you only go to quality if you're having trouble getting exactly what you need. But for example, this was on the fast version that only cost 20 cents. This is the exact template that was given on Twitter, and you'll see the results are nearly identical. So we have the IKEA box looking really great there. Then we have the little explosion, and then boom. It wasn't as great of a transition into the full bedroom, but the end result was stunning, and I think if I did it on the quality version, it would look just a little bit better. But nonetheless, this shows that the templates, including this JSON format, work really well. And if you're not familiar with the JSON format, watch my last video where I explain it, and I also give you a free generator for content for that. Okay, now let's get into the fun part. That's taking these templates and modifying them to create our own original videos. So the first thing I want to say, the templates, some of them are formatted in English, some are JSON. It doesn't really matter what type of format it is, as long as it has the right information. So basically, I'm going to be using Claude for this. You can use Claude, you can use ChatGPT, you could use Gemini, you can use whatever you want. I think Claude is generally the best at making modifications and really showing what the prompt looks like live. However, it can be done very well in any of the other tools if you're already subscribed to those. Okay, so now I'm going to show you what I did. It's pretty simple. I just gave it this one paragraph right here, and then I gave it the IKEA template below. So basically all I'm doing is I'm telling the AI to change the theme from the IKEA bedroom to the Amazon box. And I'm saying to replace the items with items that you'd see on Amazon, and have it take place in a garage, because that's the setting I need, and then make any other adjustments that I need. And then at the end, this is the final prompt that it came up with, and I think it's pretty good. And you'll notice, kind of like the other one, it has these like sequences where it shows what's going to happen throughout the seconds. And one thing about these prompts is the longer they are, sometimes details get missed. However, sometimes it leads to an extremely good result, so you just kind of have to generate it quite a bit until you get a great one. And I definitely did some modifications, so it gave me this first version right here, and then basically what I said is add more furniture products, make sure the box disappears, because it wasn't really fully disappearing. So it kind of went through, it gave me this next version of the document, And then I said change the crate to an Amazon box with their logo, because basically I just wanted it to be an Amazon box and I didn't want it to be some weird smile. I just wanted it to be the logo. So that worked out pretty well. We got this new version here. I just said change the tagline, because it was giving some tagline I didn't really care for either way, but I just wanted to be something more relevant. So then I said make the box a little less tall, simplify the script a bit. It was just getting too complex and I wanted to simplify it. Usually simplifying is good if you can. And you scroll down a little bit more, I just said remove the prime delivery boxes, because basically this list of assembled elements right here had more boxes and that didn't really make sense, at least I thought so. And then I said replace the Instant Pot air fryer with something that would belong in the garage, just because it kind of looked weird that you had all this kitchen equipment in the garage. And then I said adjust the box so it disappears as it's opening, because I really wanted to get that along the lines. Anyways, you see the point. Basically, you give it the general idea where you type a little paragraph of what you want it to be translated into. Then you give it the old prompt. And then throughout this whole process, I'm generating it. So I'll show you the generations in just a second. But every time I generated, I noticed something I disliked. And then I told the GPT basically to change something in the script to make it better. And I'll kind of show you the progression of the results I got. Okay, so here was one of the first versions that Claude created of the prompt. So I'll just be playing that right now.
Everything you need delivered to your world.
So you can see it's pretty good, but some of the stuff, like I didn't want the eyeballs, I just wanted to look like the Amazon box. And then second, I wanted the box to disappear, so those were some of the big elements. Anyways, we had this version over here, which is a little bit different. Now we have this iteration with just the box, so I'm starting to like it a little bit more. And then we have the box here yet again, and then just changing a little bit. And then I'll show you the final result. This is the one that I like the most. Keep in mind, there's still a few things that are a little bit off, like the fact that the garage door is in the background and then it changes. But I'll be playing this now, and you'll kind of see how good of a result this came up with. And keep in mind, this is also on the fast version, so this result only cost me 20 cents and only cost me $1 or $2 to iterate on this to get to this point. So I'll be playing it now. Now, I hope you found that impressive and you understand the idea of modifying the templates to make other brand videos. I'm going to show you a few other things that I did. Now, oftentimes when prompting the AI, you'll just get stuck on very specific things. Like this one, for example, for my life, I could not get a Happy Meal box to be generated, and I couldn't even really find one on Google. It was very bizarre. It's like one of those things where I could just go to McDonald's, get the Happy Meal and take a photo, but for some reason it was extremely hard to find content like that. So I'll show you kind of what this resulted in. I thought it was decent other than the beginning. But you can see with the Happy Meal box, it would have been so much better. And then I'll scroll down. I tried this one for League of Legends. It kind of came out a little bit weird, but I could see mobile ads and mobile game companies getting on this extremely quick. And then the last thing I wanted to point out is all this is working for brands that already exist or products that it already knows about. If you want to do it specifically for your brand, it's going to be a little bit harder. You're definitely going to have to tweak the prompts a little bit. But basically, you're going to want to go to here, frame to video, switch it from text to video to frame to video. And then on these, you're going to want to upload the beginning frame and the end frame. So you're going to have to create content, obviously, where you have like your box in the beginning and then you have what the result is supposed to be. And you're going to have to feed both of those into Google VO to get it to work. I didn't do it just because I didn't have the right content set up for the occasion. But if anyone that follows this channel does and they want to give it a try and link me on Twitter, that'd be super appreciated. And on that note, make sure to go to x.com/mentor, give me a follow. I also have my AI newsletter, which is on adrian.co/subscribe. I'm trying to make the most informational AI marketing channel out there. So if you learned anything in this video, make sure to give me a like, and I'll see you guys later.